new art too, because I have a lot of art, a lot of different stuff that I have around me. These ones, right? Where are they? Up here.
Hmm.
These ones, wherever. I've had them for years, quite a few years. In fact, I really don't even get to paint as much as I would like to. I don't paint as much. Um, but let's go ahead and share this on over. I think I got to refresh before I can share it. What's up, Lewis?
What's up, Chris? It is great to be with you. Another podcast episode, right? And we're
Yeah.
going to do some cool stuff today. We've been up to a lot of awesome things. I've seen you all over the place, it seems like, but we have special guests. So, Chris, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who we have today?
Well, today we are going to be talking with Bobby Walker, somebody who I really, really like. You might even heard me mention his name quite a few times in our podcast. He does YouTube videos amongst the different cleaning services that he does, and I've got some questions here, so I'm gonna let him get into most of it. But he is somebody who definitely talks about being an entrepreneur and has some really good tips, tricks, and advice.
Yeah.
Just some really good stuff. And one of the videos that he does that I talk about a lot is the one where he talks about his clip flyers. That's a really big one. But recently he posted up about one of his employees and goals and how he was helping with his employee and how it's important for his team members to have goals. And I don't want to get too into it because I got some really good questions, but I'm trying to get over here. And here we go. Let me share this.
Bobby's got a lot
This
of good content, man. I've been watching him since he first, just I would say not first started to make a social media presence, but shortly after. I think I actually found Bobby for the first time on a Reddit forum, maybe.
really,
Maybe somebody was mentioning him. Yeah. And so I went and I checked out his YouTube channel and I was like, whoa, this guy's really doing a lot of cool stuff. And he didn't have that big of an audience at that time. And I remember contacting Bobby and him saying to me, I'm going to continue to grow this. I'm going to continue to grow my business, my online presence, and do this thing. Watch out for what I do. And Bobby was serious. This guy is a go-getter. If you've never heard of Bobby Walker, you absolutely can't miss this episode. This is one of the, I would say, top cleaning industry people around the country. Now, forget about whatever your specific niche is. Bobby is a go-getter and he has a wealth of advice and a lot of practical experience. And
yeah,
this guy's really an authority in what he does.
I think so. I think he knows. He definitely knows a lot, and he knows what he's talking about. He's on point with stuff. So we're going to be talking with him. That's going to be really, really cool. And one of the main things that we're going to be talking about, Lewis, is goals. You know, it's
That's that.
very important because you have different types of goals. They talk about have a 5-year plan, um, weekly goals, daily goals, hourly. There's so many different variations and things, and it all depends on what what you got going on. It really depends if you're a business owner, if we're talking about just a project, an appointment. There's so many ways to look at the different types of various goals that you may set for yourself, not just on a 5-year plan, a regular year plan, but daily. So this is going to be really exciting for me because I think we're going to be talking about some really good stuff to be able to share with you guys. And my computer so here's the deal. I'm going to be forking out the money to get a new computer. It's not even that old. It's 5 years old, 5 years old. Apparently it's already out of date. How does that happen? I'm so confused as to how that happened. But then I don't know if you've ever made the mistake of going from using Facebook. What is going on here? Using Facebook on your phone to using Facebook on the desktop. It's stupid. I don't even know what's going on. They've changed the whole thing, the whole platform, so much so that I'm 42 years old. I'm about to turn 43, and I swear I'm not like this old man, but I can't find crap on this thing. I don't know where anything is. So that is an issue. But here we go. We're finally on it. So now I'm going to go ahead and share this broadcast. Lewis, what do you do to go ahead and do you write down your goals? Let me ask you this: when it comes to like your daily, your immediate goals, you write those down like in like a journal or a book or on like
Really.
post-it notes or anything like that, so that you could see them on a regular basis?
What I do is here at my business, my wife and I, we work together as a team. So on Monday, I get up early. I check over my stuff, make sure that there's any emails or anything that I need to know for the week. And then we have like a weekly meeting, just her and I, about the time that she gets up and has some coffee ready. And then we're looking at goals for the week because I realize that sometimes there's like a thing as over planning, and I've had plenty of that. You just need to know if you are somebody that is trying to get a hold of your organizing your life and actually succeeding in achieving your goals, don't get too microscopic with it. Kind of go large. I like to go for a week. So by the end of the week, these are my goals. And then I look at a list that I make every single morning when I start the day off. And I usually get up about 5:30 or so, start working. And then my wife will come join me around maybe 8:30 or so. So that gives me some time to look and see if we've deviated and get back to what I'm doing. Now, from there, I just kind of keep a list, dude. It's a to-do list, which can be a to-die list. So you kind of got to watch out for that. You start putting everything on there, and then it's like none of it's going to get done. So it's whatever that weekly goal is. That is the main thing that we have to do. One thing that has made a huge impact for me, though, in the past has been a yearly planning cadence, though, where every quarter I know what it is that I'm going to do. But we could do like a whole webinar. Forget about an episode. We could do a whole webinar on that. But I'm going to say right now, this time in my life, just focusing on the week can change everything for you and start to help you dig out of that. It seems like that bottomless pit, right? Of you
Yeah.
always have something to do, stuff's way overwhelming. You had too many things to your list. And then before you know it, no initiative you ever started actually got finished. Just focus by the week.
You know what? And that is true. One of the things that we're going to be talking to Bobby about it is something that I think is really, really important. I'm not going to give it away because I'm going to wait till he joins in with us. But it has been very, very helpful for me to go ahead and write down my goals,
Mhm.
and not just, like I said, it's one thing to go ahead and have your goals for a year. For the if you had any goals for 2020, forget about that shit. That was but your yearly goals, and then your 5-year plan and 10-year plan, and then as a business owner you look into what you want to do monthly, yearly, or excuse me, not yearly, I apologize, monthly and weekly. But breaking down daily is a whole different thing, and you can get out of control with this type of thing and start having all these different goals, and yeah, it can be a to die list, so don't do that. But
I like the freedom really of I'm trying to build a business where I don't have to be so structured and so rigid that every day I get up and I be that professional and I'm achieving a million things every single day and plowing through stuff that actually I've done it already. I'm just tired of it. I want to have the kind of a lifestyle business where, hey man, by the end of the week, this stuff's going to get done. Maybe I just take the whole day off. Yesterday was my son's birthday. And so we took the whole day off, and then we get up this morning and he wants to spend the first half of the day just playing with his toys. What am I going to do, Chris?
chill out,
Yeah, that's
have
what I
fun.
do. Because by the end of the day today, everything that had to get done this week was done. Anything else that got thrown on top of the pile, I'm going to get to it next week. Let's not worry about it. And then you get to have some time with your family and don't let that business take over everything.
Do you find yourself like not completing tasks on your list?
Dude, you have no idea how I'm just like everybody else. I have a huge list of stuff that I haven't ever completed in my business.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's how I feel. I feel like you know how everybody has a junk drawer?
Yeah.
You have that one junk drawer in your kitchen that's like just a bunch of crap just thrown in.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about my goal list for my daily list. And it just I just throw on so much stuff that sometimes it's overwhelming. I think that the organization right there is a little off for me. Priority wise, I think I give everything the same sense of priority.
Hmm.
So, there's a little bit, everything is important to me. The fact that, I need to go ahead and go pick up a part for a vehicle, or, which I actually need to go get a part for my wife's car, but, or the simple fact that I'm thinking about, I really want to go fishing and there's something that I'd like to go get. And I need to go to Walmart and pick up a few things just by chance. What's more important? Sometimes in the list of things to get done and task, it just gets everywhere and thrown in on top of my list of like daily goals of like, hey, I want to make sure that I book so many appointments that today. I want to make sure that we bring in so much money. I want to make sure that the my goal for today is that this work van is all set with all the tools and all the equipment that it needs, and whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. So it gets a little overwhelming. How do you overcome like when all of a sudden you have a whole bunch of issues?
Yeah. So, well, there's the good old fashioned way with just work harder, work more, work all night, wake up early, do it again tomorrow. That's been the way I've achieved most things, but I'm really honestly tired of it. So, at
Yeah.
this current time in my life, I'm kind of taking a little bit of a different approach. And that is that list at the beginning of the week, that really had to be the most critical stuff. The absolute, we got to get this stuff done. And then everything that gets added on during the week, well, most of the time it doesn't actually belong in that list. If anything's left in that list for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, it wasn't really belonging on that list. If you were able to get by without getting it done, you need to categorize it somewhere else, maybe even reconsider it. So, what do? I just throw stuff out. I reconsider it. And I'm just looking for the simplest way. Sometimes we want to hit stuff really high level. Good is better than perfect any day of the week, as long as you get a lot of good things done rather than one thing done perfectly.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to say is, fix my little camera here a little bit more. The one thing that I think that I take on from people, or at least from somebody out in the influencer field, would be the stuff that I've talked about before from Keith Kalfas, and that's his post-it notes and how he, will set. He's got them all over the place. If you catch his videos on some of them, not so much now. Now his videos, he's just reading from a book mostly.
Yeah.
But he's got older videos that he talks about. He talks about really cool stuff. I'm just joking around, but there's one in particular where he discusses this system that he has, and it's to keep him organized. And he does it, I think, on the wall of his office, and he has uh, different kind of list, I guess you could say. But at the top, it'll run across, say, like the crew, tools, whatever, customer retention, whatever, marketing, whatever. And then down, going down, he'll have different post-it notes, and he has them color coordinated as well with the different things that he needs to get done. And I thought this was really cool because as he's sitting there looking at them visually every single day, he was able to go ahead and pluck that post-it note off when he had it complete. So the visually seeing that is really, really good. I know that for myself, I easily get worked up, and anybody that has worked with me knows this, that I will get worked up. I just is what it is. So when you have a clutter of goals or tasks or things at hand, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. So I like to see that. I think that is really cool, as opposed to just having a list and scratching it off. Okay. Oh, I just noticed that we have Mr. Bobby Walker here. So let's go ahead and bring Mr. Bobby Walker on, because I mean, who really just wants to hear me chat? I'm not even that interesting.
Bobby!
How y'all doing?
Mr. Walker, can you hear us? You have a little bit of
Hello.
check that you got a little bit of a static on your end.
Are you sure? Bobby just doesn't sound that gruff.
You sound pretty tough. Okay, check this out. This is what we're gonna do.
Is it still giving you a problem?
It is. It is. It
Hold
is.
on a second. Let me do something different. Hold on.
All right. I'm gonna mute your mic just in between this time real quick. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Try this. I'm gonna go ahead and remove you from the broadcast and then try to come back in. It might be your headset. I doubt it would be that, but
Nice headset.
yeah, sometimes it helps. Okay, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna remove you and then try to come back in.
Software. For those of you in the audience who've never done podcasting, software. Oh my goodness. Everything goes right until God knows what. And then you just got to start over again. There's no explaining it.
Which, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. I mean, just it is what it is. That's why I'm so chill and kick back with our recordings and our podcast. Podcast has been really laid back lately, and I haven't been doing the podcast as much as usual. That's really my fault, not the other guy's fault. Okay, let's try to go ahead and bring Mr. Walker back in here. All right, try it now.
Check 1 2.
Much better.
Oh,
there
weird.
we go.
Yeah, I don't know what was up. That's weird. So I was like, this better work. I've got so much damn money on my thing right now. Better be good. So
yeah, because you really, really good. You know, we were just sitting here kind of just talking about goals and shooting the shit and whatnot, really hanging out here and getting ready to discuss some good stuff with you. I got some good questions for you, Bobby.
Well, before we do, I need to find my happy place. I was having a great day. I got to go to. I spent the first hour and a half this morning. I went to City Walk at Universal because that's just like 5 minutes from my office here, and set up my laptop, knocked out some work, and then I went and did a thing, bought some stuff for a job tomorrow, and then I did that, and I come back to the office and I'm knocking stuff out, and I'm like having a good day. I'm like, this is great. I'm being productive. I'm happy, and I won't go all into it because it's a kind of a long story at this point, but I'm like, I end up thinking, oh my God, am I going to like drive to Winter Park and whoop this guy's ass that owns this business because of all this stuff that was going on? Because I had a schedule on Monday for them to do work for me. And then I literally like 4 phone calls plus a phone call to their attorney, plus this, plus that. And I'm like, I've been worked up, and now I got a beer. I'm calming down. And we're good to go.
Yeah, right. You gotta take. I understand this. I recently did a commercial job that was 4 different projects, and it was spread across. They were spread out pretty far. Let's just say that. United Rentals screwed me big time. I like United Rentals. I don't want to call them out or anything like that because I've been renting with them for 9 years. But the lifts that they gave me each time didn't have. They were the 4-wheel drive scissor lifts, gas. They didn't have propane tanks on them each time, but they kept breaking down. It literally stopped work. You know what? We wasted 3 to 5 hours each day for 7 days. It was terrible. It cost me a lot of money, and in the end, we didn't finish not one project. And to be truthful with you, I'm just still speaking to the main client who gave me the contract, and he's like, "So are they done?" That was his text message this morning. That's what I woke up to. I'm like, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I sent him a big long email, and that lets me know he didn't read that at all. So that makes me
I'm just
feel
grabbing
really
a beer.
good.
I ain't leaving y'all.
No, it's totally fine.
So, all right, so I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm excited, and thank you for having me on, guys. I was about to share this stream out, but I can't. You guys you're all private-y over here, so no sharing.
It is. You know what? If you go to outside of the cleaner's box and you could share it from there. You can't share it from Solar Panel Cleaning Friends, but you can share it from outside of the cleaner's box. Our page for the podcast.
Okay, cool. I didn't even know that thing existed. Yeah. I'm just liked it. So okay, cool. Well, shoot. Yeah. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just sharing this out to some of my people, and we'll see what happens.
No, that's totally fine. You'll see me look all over the place too. Sometimes I feel like I got ADHD. I'm constantly all over the place. I think it's an entrepreneur thing. Yeah. You have so many things that are constantly firing off in your head. Well, Bobby, I'll tell you what. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, I do have some awesome questions for you. The first one I think is the best place to start from. And Bobby, let me ask you, who is Bobby Walker and where does he come from? I think
Yeah.
And I think that, before you answer that, I watch your videos.
Uh-huh.
So you have a lot of personality and you have a lot of same. And the best part of your videos is when it's not necessarily you talking about work, but you at like, I think there was one where I don't know, you might have been at like Disneyland. You might even had
Oh yeah, I do that a
Mickey
lot.
Mouse ears. I love it. I love it. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So who is Bobby Walker and where does Bobby Walker come from?
That's a good question. Thank you. Hold on. I'm just making sure there's not any more groups I want to share this in. Hold on just a
That's
second.
okay. Hey, Bobby, I've been watching you since you first started doing a lot of stuff
Oh yeah,
online with
that's
social.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really great to finally get to interview you and hang out with you, have some time with you today. And hopefully by the time we get done here, maybe you'll even walk away a little bit more relaxed. Hanging out with Chris on a Friday always does me some good, man.
Good. Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. No. And life is good. I was just a little angry and blah blah blah. I got a little temper issue sometimes. So okay.
I hear that.
I've shared to who I'm sharing to. So that's done. So who am I? I will say this. My identity definitely does not revolve around my business. Okay. What my identity, and then I'll kind of tell you a little more details on me. At this stage in the game in my life revolves around is like doing what I want. Okay. Doing what I want. Like on my podcast, I always sign off saying, if you're not doing the things that you want to do in life, you better have a damn good reason for it. Because there are some good reasons. Sometimes you just can't, right? But if you're not pursuing those things, there's no good reason. So so that's kind of like who I am now. That sounds kind of selfish, but I think that's honestly like a really good foundation for life. Because if you're, we'll say a normal person that possesses empathy and stuff like that, what you want isn't all selfish. I want to be the world's best husband. I want to be the world's best dad. I want to be, we want to be the world's best pressure washing company, whatever it may be. So like that leads me to a lot of good stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm just kind of like trying to chase the dream. My eyes got open just a few short years ago on maybe my potential, and I still have self-limiting beliefs, but they're just shedding every day. I'm having less and less of them, and I kind of feel like the Joker from like the Dark Knight, the Dark Knight movie where he's like, I'm just a dog chasing cars. I don't even know what I'd do if I catch one, and that's kind of my attitude now. Is I'm just like I'm just. I almost dropped an F-bomb on you, so I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, shit happens.
Okay, good. I was like, I don't even know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'm enjoying it.
It's
right?
cool.
So so that's kind of my philosophy, if you will, and then just the typical stuff. Wife, 3 kids. My wife and I will be celebrating. I think it's our 23rd anniversary on November 1st, so in less than a month. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. She's a lucky woman. I will be honest. And so anyway,
what I tell my wife. Right.
Yeah, right. And then my 3 kids, we had kids when we were real young. So my oldest, who is actually my business partner in this company, is 21, and then my daughter is 18, and then my youngest son is 19, and then I'm sorry, is 17. He's a year younger than her. And then so I definitely have the wife and kids thing, but let's not be boring and say, oh, I'm all about my family. Of course we're all about our families.
Yeah.
But as far as like fun and stuff, like I don't play a lot of video games anymore, but like I'm a Madden fanatic. I just absolutely love Madden. I played a lot of that when COVID hit and there wasn't a lot to do, but aside from COVID, I haven't really touched video games since we started the business, just to try to stay focused. I like sports. I don't like sports. I like college football, specifically the Oklahoma Sooners. I like mixed martial arts. I am a Disney World fanatic. I love hanging. We moved to Orlando because we like Disney World, and I go to Universal, Disney as much as we can. I just messaged my wife before I went live. I said, babe, I'll be doing this thing till about 6-ish or so, and then let's just go somewhere fun. Maybe we'll go play mini golf. Maybe we'll go do the big swing thing. Let's just enjoy Orlando tonight. So I guess at the end of the day, I'm trying to have a lot of fun. I want to be impactful in life, so whether it's my employees, my friends, my family, I would really like, 20 years from now, or when I'm dead at my funeral, I hope people are able to say, I'm better off because Bob was in my life. And then there's some people that are going to be glad that I'm dead because I'm a bit abrasive, you know, and there's some things I don't tolerate. You know, sometimes I can agree to disagree and sometimes I can't, you know, and, you know, I'll just a funny meme I saw the other day. It said, someone said we should agree to disagree. And the other person, it was like a white woman and a black woman. And the black woman said, yeah, on pizza toppings, bitch, but not on racism, you know? So like, there's some things that you can, you know, you can tolerate and some things you can't, you know, so I tend to be more abrasive on the stuff that I don't tolerate. So that's kind of who I am in a nutshell. Hey guys, let me do this if I may. I am so sorry. This is terrible television. I just got my air conditioner shut off at 5 automatically and I'm getting hot. So let me run in there.
Turn that on.
2 seconds. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hey, so everybody in the audience, what a lot of people don't realize is that outside of the cleaner's box is kind of an ongoing project. So you get to see all the cool stuff when we're doing live. But later on YouTube, we take these videos, we cut them up, we edit them, and Chris does some great editing. And then we have shortened versions. So don't worry about it, Bobby.
Yeah. We do take them and cut up the videos for later on YouTube, but that's because Lewis forces me to do that. I like it to be very laid back and chilled.
Hey,
but
we get qualified. We're gonna go live on YouTube too, buddy. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's something that Bobby Walker does. Oh. In fact, I think that was your latest video was you going live and I think talking about your neighborhood or walking around your neighborhood or something.
Yeah,
like that.
just yesterday. Yeah, I did so I've got a pond by my house. I'm really getting old, guys. Like one of my favorite pastimes is sitting on the bench by the neighborhood pond and watching the ducks. It's terrible. It's terrible, but it's fun. But yeah, I do these pond walks quite a bit. You know, I'll do a live video and take questions and stuff.
Oh man, that's great.
You're very lucky because I'll tell you what, I was watching that and I was like, man, I really, really, really would be fishing there daily. Like daily.
Yeah, I'm not a fisherman, but yeah.
No.
All right, let me go ahead. I had to send Jimmy as our other co-host, and he couldn't fit on here, and so I wanted it to be just enough room for three faces. 4 faces kind of messes it up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring him on here. Plus, he was a little late, but Carl Allen said that Bobby is a great guy that doesn't sugarcoat stuff. I know him personally, and he's been a great help and inspiration to me for sure. Which that's basically what most of your comments on your videos say, and that's what I hear from people, and that's how I feel too. You know, as somebody who I have people who ask me about their business and solar panel cleaning business, how to get it started, what to do, marketing, this, that, and the other. So some of this stuff that there's not a lot of people that I listen to that I go, oh yeah, that's a good one. Most of the stuff I listen to, I go like, yeah, that's cool. But I'll have to say there are some things that you do throw out there. I'm like, yeah, that's some cool. That's cool shit right there. One particular that I do talk about that I thought was a good one to bring up. I don't really do it that much. I have a couple times, but I really wouldn't have considered it had I not watched your video about the flyer clips, the flyers with the paper clips on it.
Those are cool.
There's
do you want me to talk about those or?
No, that's okay because trust me, I've talked about that so much. These people heard. I've described that video up and down, Bobby. So we're all good. I'll tell you what. My next question is because it's right behind you. What is TRT and who is all involved with TRT?
Yeah, so TRT is testosterone replacement therapy. So when old dudes need a little action, they come in and get some help. Obviously that's a joke. But that's what every time I see TRT, I think of, because I'm a huge fan of mixed martial arts, I automatically think of testosterone replacement therapy. So okay, this is actually one of my funnest subjects because I said my life doesn't revolve around work or this business. However, because of what's happening in my life, like the business is definitely a big part of it, but like if this business ceased to exist tomorrow, it wouldn't be crushing to me. I'd do something else, but it's such a special story because of the changes that have happened in my life. So just to go a hair before TRT, I was in the corporate world. I was, just really kind of loving my job. I worked in home security. We did commercial stuff too. So like imagine ADT, we did stuff like that. Okay. And I started out as a technician, crawling through attics in hot Oklahoma summers, installing these systems. And, and I'm 6'4" and 260, and no one ever wanted me to crawl in their attic because they were afraid I was going to break the rafters and all this stuff. And so anyway, I was doing that, moved into sales, then moved into management, and then I ended up being like the vice president of my region, which was the state that I was in, and loving life. And ultimately, a few mergers happened. Obviously, there's a lot to this story, but I'm going to cut a lot of it out. So a few mergers happened. So I went from loving my career to hating my career. I was on medication for anxiety. I just couldn't stand, what I was doing. And short version, I found out I was losing my job one day. So the next morning, I drove to Home Depot, spent about $120 on some window cleaning supplies. And I could have done it for 60, but my son wanted to join me, and he was still in high school, and I was like, he's just going to cost me money and slow me down. But still, yeah, I'm like, let's do this. How often does a dad get this opportunity? So we spent about $120 on window cleaning supplies and just kind of hit the ground, just start, the boots on the ground kind of thing. And but if I back up a hair, before I lost my job, I wasn't liking it. This is where the TRT thing comes from. I was looking for ideas to start a business. My son had the idea of carpet cleaning. I said, well, let's do that. Okay, sounds fun. Knew nothing about it. And then I realized that restoration work goes hand in hand, like with carpet cleaners, like water damage restoration. So I'm like, well, there's more money in that. So let's create a restoration company. So I created Total Restoration Team, filed the LLC and all that stuff. Whenever we bought the window cleaning supplies, I was like, we'll just do that until we start the restoration company, and we'll just call it TRT, And so that came along. And then now I'm not going that route on the restoration thing. We're sticking with, the windows and the pressure washing, more so pressure washing. So I'm going to rebrand it. We've started, but now it's The Right Team. So when it's important to be clean, you call the right team, and, here we go. So that's who that is. And then, the business, we're having fun because we're growing every day. It's like, I don't know how many times my son probably wanted to disown me as a father and definitely me as him, but like we're closer today because of all of it. And, I'm sitting in my new office. It's honestly a little too big and well, it's not too big, but because of Orlando, it's too expensive for what I need right now, but we're growing into it, and I've got a cool office.
Nice.
And I just hired an admin finally because I fired one right before COVID, and I'm covered up. So I'm ready for my admin to start here in 2 weeks. And, got 4 trucks in the back. I'm only running 3 right now. I just bought a 4th one, but I don't think I'm going to get it up and going until the beginning of the year. And we went from desperation when I found out I was losing my job to now we've kind of got like world domination on our mind. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I tell people, Bobby, is possible in the cleaning industry, that your story is the exact success story that they should be chasing after, because it's possible for someone that will apply themselves, regardless of where you're at. Yeah.
And, I said this on a video the other day, and I don't want to take over the path here of the conversation. So just let me know. Ahead. But I was talking, I forget the video. I wish I could tell you guys, but it's irrelevant. I made the comment. I said my quality of life is at 100%. My quality of life's at 100%. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have bad days. I just told you guys I was ready to go. I haven't been in a fight since I was a freshman in high school. Okay. I'd probably get my ass kicked by 90% of the people out there. Fortunately, I'm bigger than everyone. So they think, they probably just don't want to mess with me just by appearance. But, I had a bad day, or I had a good day today, but I had a bad moment today. I've had bad days, things suck sometimes. And I wonder about should I quit? Should I this? Should I that? But I really don't think about quitting anymore, but that used to be a thing, in the first year or so, but my point in saying all that is my quality of life's at 100, back to the thing that I said earlier. And I think this is if all of us had this mentality, we'd be there, which is doing what you want. And as long as we all possess empathy, if we're doing what we want, we're all going to be okay. Right. So I'm just pursuing what I want, and I may never even get to it, but like Tony Robbins, I watch a lot of YouTube stuff of Tony Robbins and things like that, but he talks about this as well. But like in life, there's more satisfaction in the journey of achieving the goal than there is in actually the achievement.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, and that's true.
And so I'm just, I don't even remember why I brought that up, I guess. But now my point though is I'm real happy in life, not because things are perfect. Not I'm making less money today, right? My personal income is smaller right now than it was in the corporate world. That's kind of by design. I could keep more money if I wanted, but we're scaling the business, you know. But you know, I'm making less money and I have the stress of owning a business, and it's just fucking awesome. And I love it, you know. And my wife and I were aligned on our goals, and she now owns a home service business. And then my son, Caleb, even though he'll still be part owner in this one, we think he's going to quit this company, you know, TRT. We think he's going to quit it next year and start another business. And I'll be a partner with him, but kind of more of a silent partner. And he kind of take that off and things like that. So it's just cool. You know, the stuff we're doing is just neat. And I don't remember what you asked me to get me to that, but
no, it's no, that's beautiful. Because that's basically what it is. It all revolves around, in my opinion, family. Family is what kind of opens the door to get us to really, in my opinion, leave a 9-to-5 job and take that step of being, you know, an entrepreneur, which is really, really awesome.
I was too much of a pussy to leave that 9-to-5. I had to lose mine before I did this. And now I'm like, why didn't I do this a decade before? You know, but whatever.
Serious. I got lucky. I actually, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I had epilepsy for a very long time.
Really?
In my life. So yeah, I didn't get to drive. I wasn't driving for a good period of my life. Didn't get really to work too many jobs. And that's what got me to doing websites and, online reputation, which got me connected to somebody else, which was at the end of things, and then got me into exterior cleaning and so much more. And here I am today, long story short. But you know, Bobby, let me ask you this, because this is a question that I ask a lot of different people depending on what the exterior cleaning services that they're into. But
it better not include ducks, or I'm
no, it does.
I don't know if you get my reference. That's a little joke.
No, I don't. I don't know what ducks have to do with anything.
Okay.
But that's disturbing. You know, it's cool. I'm not even going to ask. I'm afraid.
It's it's an inside joke almost. If you listen to my podcast. So.
Well, I missed that one. Well, let me ask you this. Apparently, obviously, I don't listen as much as I should, and I just got called out for it. But Bobby, power wash or soft wash?
I don't care. I mean, if you're asking what we do, we mostly soft wash stuff. The only thing we power wash is like flat work, you know, concrete, things like that. But I don't care. But, you know, like I'm not in all the camps of like, if you're asking like what's the right term or whatever gets me the job, whatever sells the job and makes the customer happy. You know, I'm not.
I love it. Yeah. But, you know, see, I think that's one of those questions where you can ask people, you could say to them, you know, if you do exterior cleaning, power wash or soft wash. It's not really a question. It's not really anything. It's like, well, you know, there's so much that can be said, and I feel like
both. Yeah.
Right. And if you present that to a person who does exterior cleaning, you'll be surprised the truth that comes out of them. So
yeah. And that's why
I really like that.
Let me back up just a hair, because I don't want you to. I hope that didn't come across as disrespectful. When I say I don't care, I don't mean I don't care about your question. I was kind of like, say, you remember. I've heard about this. It was just a little before my time, but I guess in the window cleaning world, there was the soap wars, and just like people were threatening to like kill people's firstborn children and stuff over what soap you use. I don't give a damn. I'm an entrepreneur. Right. I'm trying to change my life and my family's life. And if my customers are happy, if I'm taken care of, my family's taken care of, and ethics were involved, I just don't give a shit about the rest of it. You know,
it's right. It's like that stupid war of water-fed pole versus squeegee. This shit doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Really matter.
Water-fed pole, baby, do it. It's easier. You make more money. It's faster. Stop being if your pride revolves around how good you can drag rubber across a glass, man, I kind of pity you, man. I pity you. But anyway, I hope that's not. Lewis,
no disrespect, because I know there are people who are amazing with squeegees, but I just like.
But it shouldn't be your identity.
I'll agree with that. So, Bobby, what is the journey of an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Okay, so journey of a new entrepreneur. Remember, I told you I found out I was losing my job. So the way the whole name is, it just kind of happened. So we moved to Orlando 9 months after we got here. That's whenever I lost the job. I had no friends here yet, you know, because we just didn't know anyone. So I had no friends here, and I'm not a wallflower. Okay. I'm like an extrovert, you know, I need, you know, interaction and stuff. So, and I need to get it out. So I didn't want to bring all my stress home to my wife, you know, when we were dealing with all that stuff. Can you guys still hear me? I got a little glitch on my screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, fine.
I didn't want to bring all that stress home to my wife at the end of every day when I was out hustling, trying to, you know, build this business and didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I didn't really have anyone here I could talk to. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a journal and I'll journal. And then that thought lasted for half of a second because I'm like, who am I kidding? I'm not going to write stuff. I don't do that. So then I thought, well, I'll do a video. I'll grab my phone and I'll just do a video diary and talk to my phone. And then I was like, well, that's a great idea because that'll get it out. And then I could watch those videos later and kind of watch this journey. And then I thought, well, damn, my phone's only like 64 gigs. That's not going to last very long. So I thought, well, I'll upload it to YouTube. So I uploaded it to YouTube, and I think the name of the channel was Bobby Walker, you know, because I was like, I didn't even think I was going to make them public at first. And then I made it public, and like a couple of people, you know, subscribed to it because I had made this Reddit post, you know, and a couple of people subscribed to it. And then, is that how you found? Oh, okay. You messaged me. I remember you messaged me back when you worked at Syngym, I think, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are an example of what people should be doing in cleaning industry. Your story.
Yeah, thank you. I agree, but thank you. Humbly, as humble as I could possibly be saying that. But anyway, so then I was like, what do I call this thing? And I'm trying to embrace this now because like marketing's a real thing, you know, and you need to like embrace like tactics that work. But at the time I was like, I don't want to have some stupid, you know, self-indulgent name. And I'm like, what should I call this channel? And I thought, well, I guess I'm an entrepreneur now. I'm like, I'll call it Journey of a New Entrepreneur. And here we are. So
I love it. It's perfect. It aligns with, I think, so many people, so many men and women that I speak to across the world. It seems like it's interesting. And your videos are on point every single time. So I love them. I love to hear you talk about stuff, which is why I invited you here today, because one of the things that I've been talking about lately is goals, having goals. Goals are very important. And most of the time, Bobby, I'm all over the place with them. There's so many different things that I do. One of the things that I do is I have notebooks, just spiral notebooks. They're all over the place. In fact, here's one that's been sitting here for I don't know how long. They're in every room. They're on everything, and that's how I keep track of stuff. Recently, I bought myself a planner, a day-to-day planner. This is not something that I usually have. My wife has one. She has a bunch of them. She's, you know, on top of that kind of stuff. And as organized as I think I am, I saw your post, and I'll get to that. But that inspired me, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. My voice got high too, Bobby. It was amazing.
I love it.
Immediately, I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So before I get into the post, let me ask you this: why are goals important? And let me expand that.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is, why are goals important when you are a new entrepreneur? That's what I want to add to that, if I could.
Well, I think the answers are the same whether you add that entrepreneur thing at the end. But it's the exact same. And this is going to be like a cliche answer. I think it's a Zig Ziglar quote, I think. But the quote is, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. If you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. Now, I've been someone that from a pretty young age, you know, a young adult, an old kid, you know, late teenage years, I've understood these things, but I didn't implement them. And like I had probably one of the best influences of my life was like my football program at my school, you know, like middle school and high school. We just had this phenomenal program, you know, championship mentality, you know, things like that. And a lot of those principles still like it made who I am today. I didn't have the best home life, and that was kind of like my family and everything. And our high school football coach at our Thursday night team dinners would read excerpts from Zig Ziglar books, you know, to us and stuff like that. So I think that was probably the start of it. But I was a lazy bitch most of my life and did not implement those things. So even though I embraced them and knew they were the right thing, I didn't execute on it. Therefore, I didn't really achieve a whole lot for the longest time. But anyway, but the short answer is, if we don't have goals, we're going to wind up somewhere accidentally. And if it's an accident, it could be where you want, but it probably won't be.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's beautiful, because what you did is you posted up about one of your guys that works for you, and how you had purchased a planner for him.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell our audience about that story, because I think, to me, that was, I've shared that not just on Facebook, but I've shared that with my wife. I show that. I've taken a screenshot of it. I really thought that was a beautiful thing. And as a business owner to another business owner, like, I was like, yeah, man. It made me turn around and look at myself now. As much as I look at the people that do work, I don't want like to say the people that work for me. I just never really have. But the people that do work with me, I love them, and in their family. It's all family. And so, the way you're talking about your team and your team growing beyond, it was really, really awesome. So please tell us about that, and how that went down. And then also, I want to hear the after story of this planner and how he handled it. So go ahead, tell us about it.
So my current planner is in my bag right over there. I'm not going to grab it, but I use a planner that's a quarterly planner, and I started doing it a year ago. So actually, it was last October. So I had been doing the goal thing prior to that, but then this particular one called a full focus planner. Okay, so this is the last three quarters here, and so let me explain the philosophy on the planner, and then I'll explain how that ties in with my employees. It's real simple, actually. Very, very simple. There's this book called the 12-week year. Okay, the 12-week year. Just read like the first third or half of it. The second half sucks. But but ultimately, the whole point of the whole book is, as humans, we'll say normal humans. We'll paint with a broad brush here. There's always outliers. A year is too long for us to emotionally stay engaged with a goal. Okay, it's too long. And there's a lot of reasons for that, and I don't even know them all. But like, for instance, you set your New Year's resolution, hey, I'm going to work out 4 times a week, every week this year. And then the second week of January, you don't do it. Well, now all of a sudden you're emotionally kind of like, you feel guilty. You feel, oh God, I'm screwing up. All of a sudden you've got, 11 and a half more months, and it just doesn't happen usually into the second month. Because it's so far down. So emotionally, it doesn't seem obtainable. Emotionally, there's no payoff until that year, and all that stuff. So this planner was developed around the concept of doing all of your, we call them success criteria. When I say we, I'm a part of this mastermind group that meets quarterly called Business Bourbon and Bullshit. And Mike Dahlke heads it up, and it's awesome. But so what we do is we set our quarterly success criteria based off of our annual goals, which need to be based off of our 3 and 5 and 10-year goals. So at the beginning of the year, you'll set your goals. Here's the goals I want to achieve. Not a ton of them, 10 of them ish, give or take. And then we assign a quarter to each one. These goals I want to achieve in this particular quarter. And then when the quarter comes, so at the beginning of this book here, let me show you. Actually, that's a bad one because I didn't actually write it in that one. But in the beginning here, we've got, the goals that we're writing down for that particular quarter. And then we do a goal detail page on there, which breaks it really down specifically and what the achievement actually is and everything. And then at that point, the planner takes it week by week, and we have a big 3 every week and a big 3 every day. And what all the big 3 is if I achieve these 3 things, I'm calling it a success. So this week, I've written on my board, it's written in my planner too. My big 3 this week was hire an admin, 4 hours of this course that I bought, and then, a course that I'm working through, that I bought. And then the third one is 700 push-ups and 3 days of the Couch to 5K running program. So that's my big 3 this week that I needed to achieve for me. So then every day as the day starts, I have to send a photo to my accountability group of my daily page with my big 3 for the day to them. And that big 3 has to point towards my weekly big 3. And my weekly big 3 has to point towards the quarterly big 3. And the quarterly big 3 points towards the annual. So now we set these annual goals, but all I'm doing is taking them day by day. And it's actually, it might sound a little complex. I don't know if it does as I describe it, but it might sound a little complex.
Oh.
But it's like the simplest stinking process. And is anyone here a Dave Ramsey fan, or at least know Dave Ramsey stuff? Okay. So let me give you a good analogy, and then we can move to your next point, next question here. So Dave Ramsey, he teaches paying off debt. Like if you have a bunch of credit cards by the, the lowest balance to the highest balance. Mm-hmm. Mathematically, it makes more sense to pay them off highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. You'll spend less money that way mathematically. Dave Ramsey says, I don't give a shit about the math. If math was the solution, you wouldn't be in credit card debt anyway, because you would do the math and realize this was really stupid.
It's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we have a behavior problem. Mm-hmm. And behaviorally, if you do the smallest balance to the largest, the reason for that is it gives you wins. So if you have a $1,000 credit card here and then a $10,000 credit card here, if this interest rate's 10 times the first one, it doesn't matter. When I make that first payment, that $100 payment on the $1,000 one, ooh, I'm a tenth of the way done. Next month, maybe I'll try to make $200 a payment. So I got that emotional goal. So Dave Ramsey addresses behavior, not math. And this process that I just discussed is kind of the same thing, where it's addressing our behavior, because emotionally we can't, tie. So you still set an annual goal, but you almost forget it. You almost forget it and only look at the quarterly stuff. And then through quarterly, it's just broken down into week and day. So actually, I remember your next question. That was probably more than you wanted to hear about that. But
no, that was great. That was beautiful.
Okay. As far as my employees, leading to the post that you were talking about, I'm attempting, I'm attempting to be like the most amazing boss ever. I'm not achieving it. I don't even think I'm close to that. I do think I'm a great boss, but I don't think I'm amazing. Okay. But like I've done things, I don't have them here in the new office, but like I made my guys print off a bunch of stuff for dream boards in the office, and we did things like that. Actually, hey, what are you doing in here? One of my worthless employees over here. Bailey, you good? Do you need me? I'm talking about you guys right now. Okay. It's good. I'm talking good. Okay. See you later. Sorry, guys. So the goal is, I want to be like the best boss ever. So I've done things where like we had these dream boards where I just made them put visualization stuff of, goals that they wanted. And that was kind of cool, but nothing really came of it. No plans were put in place. So in the last few employee meetings that we've had, and I missed our last one. Okay. I no-showed our last one. I was literally laying in bed thinking, man, I have a lot of extra time today. And then my wife was like, didn't you have a meeting? And I'm like, holy shit, my guys were all up here and I was literally laying in bed surfing Reddit, But anyway, what I've been talking to my guys about lately is this stuff I just shared with you, because we tell them, even in the interview process, we want to help you leave our company. You're not going to pressure wash forever. You're not going to be an admin for $16 an hour forever. I want to help you achieve your goals and leave. Not because I don't like you, but because I like you. And so I've been sharing these things with the guys. And one of them, and this is kind of what led to the post that I made the other day, I'd shared this stuff. Well, one of my guys, he's from Puerto Rico. English is not his first language. And all my guys are badasses, to be honest. They're all really, really awesome and all human. We all have our downfalls. But Ricardo, we made him do a book report, everyone at the time, on Rich Dad Poor Dad whenever he joined the company. He never even understood like assets or things going up or down in value, So had he not read that book, he'd be and they guys make pretty good money here, so he'd be spending all of his money on, you know, maybe nice rims on his car, or big TVs for his apartment, or just, you know, things like that, or nice cars or whatever. But instead, the dude saved up a shit ton of cash, and he hasn't closed yet, but he's working on closing on his first investment property. He's not even buying a house for him. He's living in the apartment, and he's about to buy an investment property.
Yeah.
And so that guy messaged me a couple days after the last employee meeting that I attended, and he goes, we use this app called Automate Motivate, and you can get points and stuff, and the guys can buy things like in a store and all that stuff.
This is cool.
Yeah. And so he messaged me one day, and he goes, hey, he sent me a link to an Amazon link, and he goes, can you add this to the loot that you can get in Automate Motivate? And it was a planner. And I'm like, sure. I said, do you want me to do my planner? And he goes, nope, I've been researching planners. This is kind of like a beginner's planner. It'll be good for me. And I'm like, sure. So I threw it in there. He claimed it that quick. So I ordered it. I got it, I think, on a Saturday. It arrived to my house on a Saturday. So I'm up here on Sunday working, and the son of a bitch calls me, and he's like, hey, is that planner up there? And I'm like, yeah. So he comes up here, brings his fiance, comes up here on a Sunday. He's hanging out on the couch over here. They're talking. He's just talking about goals and life. And he's like, you know what? I didn't want to wait till Monday. We're in the busy season, and I wanted to get this planner and get it going right now. And I'm like, oh my God, things are
That's
happening.
awesome.
You know? Yeah, so that's kind of what happened there.
That's awesome. I think that's really, really, really cool. Like I said, I was inspired and excited to go get myself a planner too. And I'm not a guy that gets a planner. In fact, usually
I'm not either until 12 months ago. Yeah.
Notebooks. I got tons of spiral notebooks, but keeping those organized is, I've got a bunch of post-it notes all over them, little pieces of tape, and I've got my own system that I think might work for me, but in reality, it really doesn't. But this is a really good thing, because visually seeing, things day to day, you're right. You have a yearly goal, and you wanna hit it, but sometimes you flake out on it. You just it goes down, and then before you know it, you drop off. So being able to see things daily is very, very helpful, and it's been helping me.
Literally see them, not just like know. Like I told you, I got my weekly big 3 right there, and then I have my quarter 4 success criteria. So I know I need to hit green in all my P&L categories this quarter. I want a 50% revenue increase this quarter. I want to have all my 2021 goals in writing and locked down by December 14th. Go on an awesome vacation with my family, follow a 2,200 calorie diet, except for 1 day a week. I want to earn a certain amount of money with another venture that I'm doing, record 1 topical YouTube video a week, 1 podcast a week, and create a new course. That's like, so every day I'm looking at that, and every day that takes by, I'm like, holy shit, I got a lot to do.
Jeez. And my next question was, tell me what the future holds for Bobby Walker, but I guess we already know.
Yeah.
The short term, right? Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what should we be looking forward to seeing Bobby Walker in the future on his videos? Some of the good stuff that we should be looking forward to seeing Bobby Walker discuss.
Where's this journey going to go?
Yeah. Great question. I always love talking about myself. So, okay. A few things. One, I'm actually I've discovered I love building things like this business. One of the reasons my satisfaction is so high is it's just fun to build something despite the headaches that come with it. Mm-hmm. So I do see other businesses in my future. Like if I hit the lotto today, I don't play the lotto, but if I did, I'd probably still be starting some other businesses just because it's kind of fun. It's almost hobbyish, so I see things like that, and hopefully like bigger and bigger, because again, I'm chasing the car, and let's see if I can catch the 18-wheeler or something like that. One thing I always say, what my why is a fruity drink on the beach. So what that represents for me, my wife actually just got to the office because we're about to go on a hot date here in a little bit. But
all right,
yeah, but I always talk about a fruity drink on the beach because both of us relate to that. We love tropical stuff. We love beaches. We love going on vacations and hanging out at the pool bar all day long and stuff. So it's like, it's not so much that I want to do that fruity drink on the beach every day. I probably will for a long time, but eventually that'll get old. But what that represents to me is having the time and the money just to do what I want. So I have the same why as almost every other person on the planet, right?
Right.
But with that, I think I want to continue to build businesses. One thing I've also found that's extremely fulfilling for me, like this YouTube channel and the podcast that I have, I make a lot of people angry that don't like me. I've got a lot of
I do that
haters,
too.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. A
But
lot.
I like every day I get messages from people. Sometimes they're like, "Hey dude, this helped me out." And sometimes it's like,
Yeah.
"Dude, you literally changed my life. I'm doing this now instead of that," and whatever. And I love that. And so that combined with someone that likes attention, I want to be a motivational speaker. So I've set a goal that in 3 years I want to make a certain amount of money between motivational speaking, teaching, and then like my whole journey of a new entrepreneur brand. So that's stuff that I really, really want to do just passionately. And, it's not about the money, but money is important to me. So I'm not pretending that, I'm just doing it for the kids, I'm not just doing it for the kids, but I do like making a positive impact. And I think that I can develop myself to a point to where I can provide enough value to people that it can not only give them great value, but give me a good exchange in value, financially, to give me the time and the money I want to do it. So
That's beautiful. Well, I'll tell you, you're making an impact. You definitely are. There are a lot of people that are definitely inspired and motivated by you, and that you are helping. Your
thank
videos
you.
are really, really awesome. And yeah, I don't know everything in the world. I don't think I do. Sometimes I think I know a
Yeah,
lot.
I think I do a lot.
I get to talk to a lot of different people, and it's really amazing. And I agree with you. It's when you speak to somebody who says, "Hey, just a little piece of advice or this that you shared on a video or here and there, help somebody else." It's really, really awesome. That's a cool feeling. Um, Thank you so much for joining us, Bobby. It was really, really great to talk to you. You're an awesome man, like I said, and really, really cool. And the fact that you care about your employees so much is something that I think that a lot of other business owners need to look at.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to be the boss, and not exactly the leader. And I
Yeah.
think that's what you are. You're not a boss. You're a leader.
Yeah.
And I commend you on that, because I think that's
Thank
really
you.
awesome, man.
That's important to me. I'm trying to be that, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Thank you so
always,
much for. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Lewis?
you've also been an inspiration to me because my son, he just turned 3 yesterday, and it's already my dream to eventually grow some kind of business and do something with my son. That is
That's
why
awesome.
I left the corporate world, was so that I could be with him. So, Bobby, I'm going to keep watching you like I've been watching you, and until we see you again, this has
Love
been
it.
Outside the
Definitely.
Box, right, Chris?
All right. Yeah, we got a little bit more to discuss. We're gonna let Bobby go, and then we're gonna chat a little bit more. But
Oh,
Bobby,
so
thank you
I'm
so
kicked
much.
out. I'm not good enough to stay to the end. Is that what I'm being told, or what?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep you from all the boring little little links and stuff that we're gonna throw out here. But yeah, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us. And definitely, we'd love to have you come back and chat with us, because you
Dude, I
definitely
love
got a
this
lot to
stuff.
say, which I love that. I
Yeah.
talk a lot myself, so it's good. Usually, I'm the one who's doing all the freaking talking, because I'm probably too egocentric. So it was great to have you on. So
Thank you.
it was
Well,
awesome.
let me just do this for the listeners, guys. This thing, if anyone, when I was talking about the process, it's called a full focus planner. The guy that makes them his name's Michael Hyatt. Full focus planner. They're I don't know, $50 or something. So basically $200 a year is what I'm spending on these things. But for those of you that are interested in them, go check it out. It's a great resource. And here's what you need to do. When you do it, on the front page, there's a get started, and there's a link on there. Go to the link, and it'll actually, I think there's about an hour of videos on there that will walk you through that entire process that I'm talking about, on the 1 year down to a quarter, down to a day, and then some. There's more to it than that. So check that out. Full Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt. Guys, thanks a million.
Hey, real quickly, before you do cut out of here, because I want you to go ahead and drop your links. Where can these guys see? And for anybody that doesn't know where you are online, can you go ahead and let those people know about you?
Yeah, I think go to nobitchzone.com. Nobitchzone.com. You can check it out. You can also just Google journey of a new entrepreneur, and then the stuff I do, will be out there. But nobitchzone.com, you can get a link to the podcast, the YouTube channel. I've got a course out there. I've got all kinds of stuff. So check it out.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much, Bobby. We'll talk to you next time.
You bet, man. Thank you guys for having me. See you. Bye.
All right, Lewis. That was great talking with Bobby. I told you he's a great guy.
Oh,
great
man,
guy.
I want to talk to Bobby forever.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I've got my wife waiting and my 2-year-old. I'm supposed to go take them to the park and go get some pizza and play around. But yeah, so I got to get off here really soon. But I could talk to Bobby for a very long time. The guy is just like us. He cares about his business, but cares about other people that have businesses as well. And it's a selfless type of thing that he does, and I love it. And the type of information that he gives out there to people is money, man. It's gold. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, Journey of a New Entrepreneur, go to YouTube, find it, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you get a notification every time he uploads a new video, because he does, and he goes live too, and he talks about some really good stuff. So other than that, Lewis, I mean, what do you have anything you want to drop before we go ahead and cut this bad boy?
I think that I probably should go get an Amazon link and drop it in the comments or something, so people that want to get access to that book can. Guys, if you're watching on Facebook and I'll get around to it for a little bit, I'm sorry. Go ahead and message me or come back and check us. But I will make sure that it gets on the YouTube video, because I'll have a little bit of time to get that work done. So no problem.
Okay, so go ahead and go to, we are working on it again, and it is now up and running. It's been running, but we're just adding a lot more stuff. It's solarpanelcleaningfriends.com. You'll see a lot more stuff changing to that in the next whatever. I'll be working on that as well. If you want, you can go ahead and go to the Facebook group Solar Panel Cleaning Friends, which is the only group. Well, that's not the only group, but it is definitely the best group for professional solar panel cleaning friends. A great place to learn tricks, tips, and advice about solar panel cleaning. Also, if you like the podcast that you're watching tonight, go ahead and go on over to Outside of the Cleaner's Box, our Facebook page, and hit like on that. We would really love that. Like the video, drop some comments, and share the video with all of your friends, because sharing is caring, and why the hell not? So, all right, that's all I got. Oh, one other thing. Lewis, have you ever had these electrolyte drinks?
Never heard of it.
Okay, so I almost died about a week and a half ago from exhaustion. I almost died. And my wife says I was being dramatic, but I thought I almost died. I felt like I was almost dying.
It's totally possible, man. In the heat, it's real easy. People don't even know.
Well, I almost cried. But at any rate, though, I got myself some chicken soup from Lourdes, the Mexican shop down here, the Mexican store, and it was amazing. I mean, it was just really good stuff. But on top of that, I had these. I now highly recommend these. I am now looking for a sponsorship with Stone Beer and Electrolyte. So if you know anybody at these companies, send them this video and let them know that I've been trying to hit them up and they're not answering my messages, which is it's a little hurtful, but whatever. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining Outside of the Cleaner's Box. It is another podcast with myself, Chris Virgin, and Lewis. Jimmy wasn't on this one, and that's my fault because I didn't send him the link. I was just kind of too busy. I just missed it. Yeah, I apologize. Jimmy will be back next week, and I'm sure we'll be back next week. But if we are, no, we will be. Jimmy will be with us, and we'll be talking about some cool stuff. So other than that, from myself, Lewis. All right. There you go. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. All right.
See you guys. Thanks.